Either it was Ramadan fasting or day 14 of Najib Razak's SRC international trial that finally sent the former Prime Minister nodding off in the dock during proceedings. The wave of fatigue also washed over Najib's lawyer Shafee Abdullah and witness number 29, Azizul Imran Ahmat, who was on the stand for most of the day. Amirul was Retirement Fund Incorporated, or KWAP's former vice president of the Fixed Income Department. His testimony implied that the fund was arm-twisted to quickly approve and disburse funds to SRC, an entity which had barely started and had little to no assets to its name.
Aras Lemu.
By the Malaysian Insight, this is The People versus Najib Razak. Follow us into the courtroom where it all happens. I'm Patrick Teo. Najib and his lawyers had spent the earlier part of the morning at the Court of Appeal in Putrajaya. There, a three-man bench threw out his appeal to recuse former Federal Court Judge Gopal Sriram as lead prosecutor for his 1MDB trial, saying that the appeal has no merits. By the time Najib arrived at the Kuala Lumpur Courts complex, it was already half an hour past 10 a.m. when proceedings were supposed to start. Dressed in a grey suit and a white tie with black diamond patterns, he made his way to the courtroom and straight into the dock without speaking to anyone. No selfies or Wi-Fis today. The prosecution's 30th witness, former Affin Bank manager Nurhayati Muhammad Yunus, was on the stand for less than 5 minutes before she was excused. Her testimony yesterday involved transactions made in Ehsan Perdana's accounts. Amirul was back for his third day on the stand and seemed to be in an irritable mood, snapping a few times at defense lawyer Havinderjit Singh, or Harvey. Yesterday, Amirul told the court that 4 billion ringgit was given to SRC despite it being in breach of KWAP's guidelines. Plus, money for the second loan was disbursed 10 days before its government guarantee letter was issued. Yvonne will tell you more.
Amirul was a little bit testy today. When Harvey interrupted him or kept asking the same questions, he would snap at him or answer sarcastically. But this didn't bother Najib at all. He just sat blank-faced in the dock. Here's what Amirul told the court today. He said that KWAP had met with then SRC CEO Nik Faisal Arif Kamil and the 1MDB top brass to discuss SRC's investment plans. Amirul later said that during meetings, Nik Faisal and former 1MDB Deputy CFO Terence Kay always tried not to talk about SRC's investments whenever they met with KWAP. He agreed with Harvey when the lawyer suggested that the company's presentations on their future investments only looked good on a superficial basis. Amirul told the court that SRC first approached KWAP for a 3.9 billion ringgit loan, of which only 1 billion ringgit was proposed to the fund's investment panel. He said that the panel would have rejected the proposal if they could, but was quick to add that this was his personal opinion. Ultimately, the fund did approve a 2 billion ringgit government-backed loan to SRC. This meant that KWAP would only call up Putrajaya for repayment if there was a default. Harvey tried to challenge Amirul's previous statement, arguing that SRC did not breach KWAP's policies. But Amirul stood his ground and said that the loan violated KWAP's rules. The court then took a 30-minute break. Najib didn't leave the court complex, but was not at the court cafeteria either.
After the break, it seemed that lethargy was beginning to infect the courtroom. Amirul was repeatedly rubbing his face with his hands. When Harvey asked, "Are you with me?" Amirul quipped, "Sadly, yes." After a while, Shafee could also be seen nodding off next to Harvey, who continued to prod Amirul about KWAP loans. Soon, Najib also dozed off in the dock, head falling to one side. The witness said that the government guarantee was the, quote, only selling point, unquote, of SRC's loan application to KWAP. Reiterating his statement yesterday, Amirul again insisted that he's never seen a loan bigger than the 2 billion ringgit loans borrowed by SRC. He also said that the loan approval was for the money to be paid in a lump sum. At 3:40 p.m., court adjourned for the day after Justice Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali allowed a few minutes extension for Harvey to finish his cross-examination. Proceedings will end earlier for the next 30 days to observe the Ramadan fasting season. There will also be no proceedings on Fridays. The trial will continue at 9 a.m. tomorrow. This podcast is produced, written and mixed by Revati Supramaniam, Yap Pik Kwan, Yvonne Lim and Ravin Palanisamy. Additional reporting by Beat Hong and Timothy Acharya. I'm Patrick Teo. And to all our Muslim friends, Selamat Berpuasa.